Explosions and heavy gunfire have been heard in Zimbabwe's capital Harare overnight, with British nationals being warned to stay indoors.
Well, a military spokesman said on state TV that the army was targeting criminals and that President Robert Mugabe was safe. We can speak now to correspondent Dan Ashby. He's in Tanzania. Very good morning to you, Dan. Now, is this a coup to unseat Robert Mugabe?
Well, at the moment, it looks like a military intervention. What we've heard is that the military have seized the parliament. They are using the national broadcaster to make their announcements. And, of course, they have taken in President Mugabe himself. They say he is safe and secure. We're hearing reports that there have been explosions on the street of Harare and armoured vehicles circling. And, of course, there was a video yesterday showing tanks moving into Harare. But at the moment, there are no reports of widespread violence. And this looks, to all intents and purposes, as if the military has taken control of the Zimbabwean capital, Harare. The question is, what do they intend to do next? They say this is just a temporary intervention and that they will merely purge the people who are causing economic suffering in the economy. They will allow the judiciary and the MPs to continue. But once they have done their job, then they will be finished. But make no mistake, the American embassy is advising people to shelter wherever they are. And this situation could change minute by minute.
Dan, a military coup is always an alarming thing to witness, but just tell us about Robert Mugabe's record, particularly recently, and his popularity in the country.
Well, recently his record has been dismal by the people who monitor the international organisations, really ever since he kicked out the farmers around the start of the millennium. The economy has begun to suffer. We have seen hyperinflation, costs go up by millions of the Tanzanian currency. I crossed over the border, they were issuing billion notes, and along with that, there's been widespread poverty. That has caused frustration. As soon as people have spoken out, there's been a crackdown. Anyone really who has opposed him have seen themselves either killed or arbitrarily arrested, and growing frustration amongst the population. The main opposition appears to be led by a man called Emmerson Mnangagwa. He was exiled just a few days ago, but there are now reports that he may return. He's known as the Crocodile because he was the one-time spy master in Zimbabwe, the right-hand man of Mugabe himself. It looks as if he may be bringing about all that frustration with him, and he could pose a threat to the Mugabe regime.
All right, Dan, thanks very much indeed.